Welcome to the North Peninsula Democratic Club. This is the Candidates Forum, September 12th, 2015, relative to the San Mateo County General Election on Tuesday, November 3rd. Our club was chartered by the San Mateo County Democratic Central Committee on May 17th, 2007. We proudly serve Democrats in and around the cities of Brisbane, Daly City, Colma, South San Francisco, San Bruno, Millbrae, and Hillsborough. Democrats who are candidates in each service area in which there is a contested race were invited to participate in today's forum. 8 of 9 agencies and 15 candidates responded. If you'd like to know more about our club, you can contact North Peninsula Democratic Club, P.O. Box 399 in Millbrae, or you can email me, marge4millbrae@att.net. We're always happy to welcome Democrats as renewing and new members. At this point, I would like to introduce the Honorable Gene Mullen, Assemblyman from the former District 19. We're very happy that he's taken his valuable time on this Saturday to be with us. I also would like to acknowledge, before we begin the questions, I would like to acknowledge the North Peninsula Democratic Club Board of Directors, Pamela DiGivionani, Vice President, Sam Mena, Secretary, Ann Schneider, Treasurer, Sandra Lang, ex officio. The Forum Subcommittee consists of Pamela DiGivionani, Sandra Lang, Robert Bernardo, and Vaughn Jones. We want to say a special thank you to the Transport Workers Union of America, AFL-CIO, Local 505, for allowing us to use their facility today. Mike Mays, President, Jennifer Platt, Vice President, Marcy Bruins, Financial Treasurer. A huge thank you to Millbrae Community Television, MCTV, Board of Directors, Andy Pittman, General Manager, Aaron Fellers and Andy Chan, who are our floor producers this morning. The candidates' forums may be viewed on demand beginning at 12 noon on Friday, September 16th at www.mctv.tv. You can click on the Watch menu for a list of 8 separate videos, one for each candidate's race. You may watch your own interview or as many others that you wish. You may also search on YouTube for North Peninsula Democratic Candidate Forum 2015. You may post a link to your YouTube interview on your campaign website if you wish to do so. I want to add a little asterisk here. You heard me mention that Ann Schneider is on the board of directors for North Peninsula Democratic Club. Because of the high integrity of our club, Ms. Schneider was not involved in any of the preparation, the discussion, or assisted in any way relative to today's forum, and she's not privy to any questions ahead of time or anything else. Everything was above board. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Assemblyman, the Honorable Gene Mullen, and he will tell you what the process will be.
All right, thank you, Marge. And the speaker is Marge Colapietro. She is a councilwoman in Millbrae, and she is the president of the North Peninsula Democratic Club, and no one is higher above board than Marge is, I can guarantee you that. We have a process in which we began this morning with interviews from candidates for council from Brisbane. We're now going to interview and have statements by Schneider, who is a candidate for the Millbrae City Council. She is participating in my kind of debate, that is, no one else there, so that gives you, you don't have to worry about rebuttals coming on any of your statements. So, but thank you very much for being here, and as with all candidates, thank you for taking the opportunity to run for public office. There's no higher calling nor any weightier task than doing that. And with that, the process is that you will have a 1-minute opening statement, and then I will ask you 3 questions, which I have just received. They were in a sealed envelope that I've not seen before as well. There will be an opportunity for questions from the audience, should they have any, and sometimes I will be one of the audience that asks the questions. Then you will have an opportunity to have a closing statement. So that's sort of the format. And again, thank you for being here, Ms. Schneider, and you can begin by giving us your 1-minute opening statement. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, NPDC, to Councilwoman Marge and Assemblyman Mullen. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Ann Schneider. I'm running for Millbrae City Council. I grew up in Millbrae. And I bring a wealth of experience to City Council. I have worked in the private sector, the public sector, and the nonprofit sector. And each one of those brings experience and how to best deal and bring Millbrae up to the 21st century. I have 4 main priorities. Our first one is economic development, which includes getting our transit-oriented development projects around BART, breaking ground and getting them built, bringing in revenue so that we can support our police and fire services and other services, enhancing our programs for youth and seniors, and bringing our community together. And then finally, I want to work on developing a climate change and climate adaptation plan. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much for that opening statement. I have 3 questions, all very specific to Millbrae, it looks like. So the first one, as the city of Millbrae moved forward with a 116-acre mixed-use development project near the Millbrae BART station, would you give us your thoughts on that particular mixed-use development project?
What we're calling the Millbrae Station area is a number of different development projects, and for us it's really exciting. It is a chance to bring in new commercial, new retail, new office opportunities, as well as new housing, and to do it by the BART station, by our train station, and where our future high-speed rail station will be. So this is a chance to bring Millbrae into the 21st century and bring a freshness to Millbrae and a vibrancy. So I'm fully in support of the projects. I've been working specifically with one developer, Sarah Station, to make sure that they're going to get quality construction groups together. And I have been meeting with the other developer, Republic Urban, and I'm happy to say that I received the endorsement of the Building and Construction Trades Council representing my support for quality construction and quality projects in Millbrae.
All right, thank you. Second question. The city of Millbrae recently approved a sewer rate increase to pay for $30 million in required capital improvements related to wastewater collection and discharge systems. What will you do to ensure greater accountability and transparency as the residents continue to pay for these capital projects?
I'd like to answer that in two questions. One is, how do we better communicate with our residents and with our businesses? And I think today's forum is a good example. I serve on the board of MCTV, so I'm very proud that they're here, but a lot of our residents don't come to council meetings, and using more new age tools like video, like on demand, like live streaming is one of the ways that we need to do a better job of reaching our residents. Now, in terms of paying for infrastructure improvements, we're not alone in the country. Most of the country's infrastructure is aging out. And the best thing that we can do in Millbrae is boost our economic development, bringing in new businesses and new residents who are going to spread the existing costs over a bigger base. So that's the first thing we can do, but we really just need to be concentrating on economic development, and we need to become a business-friendly, a much more business-friendly community.
Fine. And then the third and last question, pre-written questions. Please share your views on sustainable development as it relates to affordable housing.
Generally, I'm in support of a whole range of affordable housing techniques, whether it means expanding second unit housing within our existing single-family dwelling community. I think we're going to be seeing, and are already seeing, more multi-generational housing. And at least coming from my culture, where I live in a multi-generational housing, I think we need to be applauding families like that. I think we need to be supporting inclusionary housing and a range of housing stocks, from smaller units, studios, 1-2 bedroom communities like that. I'm in support of working with all of our developers to try to ensure that we get affordable units built into our program. And I know I'm missing a few of the other tools on that. I think we need to do some education to our community so that they understand, and they are. I'm out precinct walking. They understand that housing is a problem. Now we just need to show them the options.
Right, and you've certainly listed several of the options that are available. All right, now, this is the opportunity for members of the audience. If you have any questions for Ann Schneider, the candidate for the Millbrae City Council, this is an opportunity for you to chime in. Well, let me ask, oh, you do have a question. You can ask it. I'm going to repeat the question for the television, potential television audience. The focus is on affordable housing and the placement of housing, affordable housing. Presumably, would you?
I'm sorry. The displacement of people.
The displacement of people for when new developments come in. How would you provide for housing for people who are displaced, if that were to be the case? Okay.
Let me take it a little bit earlier. I think before we displace people, what I would like to do as a council member, working with my fellow council members, is bring in all of the housing parties. So both the groups that work on affordable housing, Tri-County Apartment Association, SAMCAR, the realtors, and let's get together and let's talk about the situation, specifically as it looks at Millbrae. What's our current situation? Who might we be losing by increasing rents? And then we need to discuss, maybe not that word rent control, but rent stabilization and just cause eviction. And I'm well aware that our adjacent cities are looking at those, and I think we owe it to the people of Millbrae and our residents to get us all together in a room, in an open forum where we can discuss this and come up with a plan. If you're asking, am I in support of rent stabilization and just cause eviction, I think I'm generally in support of it, but I'm still learning the issue. Because the last thing I think we need is to push everybody out who makes $80,000 or less to live in the Central Valley. So we need to come up with ways of keeping people here.
All right, and I'm going to ask one sort of follow-up question to one of your earlier responses about sustainability of housing. I look at sustainability not only in the variety of housing types, but also to make the ecological connection, so that would you, for example, support new housing having solar panels for creating energy and other ways to recycle water, which would of course increase the cost of housing, but then when it's over a broader base, perhaps moderated, and of course it's for the long-term view of a sustainability of our society. Response to requiring some of those new technologies, which are not even new anymore, for new housing coming in?
Coming from working in the solid waste industry, we often support, and quite often support, green building principles. So I would be very much in support of looking at our existing green building guidelines, strengthening them where we can, adding as many programs to encourage solar generation. I would encourage, in fact, one of the things I want to do, we have a sewage treatment plant that has recently been remodeled. It was a $30 million plus program, and we're shipping our recycled water up to South City and dumping it in the bay. So I'm going to be out knocking on the doors of our assembly and congressional delegations, asking to help us find money to bring a purple pipe up to El Camino. We have a golf course and 2 high schools within our boundaries to be using that water with. Strongly encourage that. One of the concerns that we hear from our residents is, why are we building more housing when we don't have enough water? And the new projects are purple pipe.
That's great. All right, and according to the schedule, you now have 1 minute to provide us with a closing statement, and so that begins now.
Okay. Again, thank you, NPDC, Assemblyman Mullen, and Councilwoman Colapietro. I grew up in Millbrae. My heart is with Millbrae. My friends and family, in the last couple of years, I've become a Millbrae Lion. I serve on MCTV board. I work with a number of our groups, and we are an amazing community. And once I'm on council, I want to continue growing our community, getting more people involved. As I said earlier, my priorities are economic development because we need the revenue. Then we need to work on the projects that we have in town. Safe streets are high on my priority list. And I am very happy to say that I've received the endorsement of Congresswoman Jackie Spear, Supervisors Carol Groom, Don Horsley, Adrian Tissier, many of our past mayors, including Mayor Colapietro, and many of our school board members and commissioners.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs.
Oops,
Schneider.
ran out of, please.
Thank you.